let's say your kid is a senior in high school and your other kid is about to be a senior in college, and they just can't wait to fly the coop and be out on their own. It makes me sad just thinking about it, but do they know about real life skills? I mean, that's what we're supposed to set them up for. So our next guest wrote a book about it. She's a mom and author of A Survival Guide for Young Adults. Janet Nast joins us now. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Of course. So yeah, what we're talking about is it feels like light years away for me, but I know it'll be here before I know it, and I've got time to emotionally prepare myself for my baby to leave me. But you wrote this book inspired by and for your kids. So tell us about what this book goes over.
Well, the book, as well as the online courses, are all about situational processes that kids are going to be having to deal with as they get older. So when my kids got into high school, they started thinking about, well, I want to get a job, I want to buy my own car, and eventually move out. Yeah, that's a...
I know.
So they started asking me a lot of questions, and then I gave them all the answers, and they were all excited. But then they invited all their friends over who were asking the same questions. Oh, my mom can tell you this. And I thought, oh, yeah, okay, fine, I can do that. So I would say the turning point is when my son's best friend moved in with us for about 1.5 years.
Okay.
And he got a jury summons within the first week he lived with us, and he looked at it and said, oh, I don't need this, and he threw it in the trash.
Uh-oh.
I thought, oh my gosh, Vic, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So I grabbed it out of the trash, explained to him how he could get arrested if he didn't show up for this, and he just went into a tailspin. And he did ask me a lot more questions, which is good, but I, like a typical mom, and you'll find this out soon enough, you start thinking, how many times do I have to say this? And that's where I got, which is why I ended up by writing the book. So I had to.
Now they can just page to the right chapter, right?
Exactly. Go here, page 89, Vic. You know, this is it. So.
Okay, so you found that both your kids and their friends kind of had similar questions about life. So if you could give us maybe some 3 life lessons 101.
Yeah, I can do that.
What would you give us?
The first one that came up, especially when the kids wanted to buy their first car, was read the contract. Read everything. The salespeople are so anxious to throw a contract in front of you and push you into signing it really fast without reading it. They don't want you to question it. I don't know if they don't want you to know what's in it or what the whole deal is. So I'm saying read the contract, read the fine print, which takes me to the second tip, ask questions.
Yeah.
If you don't understand what you're reading and you have questions and you're a little hesitant about it, ask questions. Now the interesting thing about that is when I've noticed when I've asked questions about some contracts, the salespeople don't know the answers either.
Right.
And that's interesting. That was a big aha moment the first time it happened to me. So yeah.
Right. They're like, I'm not a contract lawyer.
Right.
Yeah.
So they don't always know, but ask questions. And then I would say the last thing is if you don't, first of all, if they don't know the answers, but the second thing is if you don't like the answers that they're giving you, you can always walk away. And they don't like that because probably, especially buying a car, and I don't know the last time you bought a car, but when you buy a car, it used to be an all-day process. You'd sit there for hours and you'd be negotiating and talking about interest rates and all these things. Oh my God, it would take forever. And then at the end of the day, you get the contract and you start asking questions and you don't like the answers and you say, sorry, I'm going to.
All right, so it's okay to say no, and you can get the a survival guide for young adults. Let's pull up the information one more time on your screen. Thank you so much, Janet, for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. It was fun.
Yes, it was. All right, Jason.
Thank you.